now for these little bedtime bites. So it's basically these melatonin rich nuts, pistachios and almonds predominantly, and then with a few cashews because they've got that rich and sweetness to them as well. You could put some walnuts, they're high in melatonin. So melatonin is going to assist in that sleep that we need, which is crucial for balancing our hormones and making our digestive system and our liver work properly. So I'm doing a bit of a smaller batch because I've still got some that I already made. So I'm doing about half a cup of mixed nuts there. And I'm going to grind mine first. But if you're doing a bigger batch or you have a smaller mini food processor, you could probably just do it straight into there, and it doesn't matter then if they're even a little bit more coarsely ground or textural. This makes them a little bit more smooth. Okay, there's some bit of texture in there, but that's okay. So then we're just going to literally, with the food processor, mix all these together. I've got about 2 tablespoons of melted coconut oil, good healthy fat. We need these fats actually at this time in our lives, or balancing the hormones. So we're allowed to have fats, healthy fats, especially coconut. And that's going to help them set into kind of little bite-sized balls that we can enjoy. You could store them in the fridge or the freezer, and then just have 1 or 2, maybe an hour or so before going to bed when you feel like something sweet, because sometimes we get woken up in the middle of the night where the liver is kind of demanding this glucose or this extra sugar that it's normally been relying on getting during the day. So that is what can wake you up. So actually, by having these protein rich nuts with melatonin, but something sweet as well with the banana, which is also a good source of melatonin, then it's going to hopefully send us to sleep really well and keep us asleep until the morning, which would be ideal. So into there, pop the bananas. In there, I'm going to put some cinnamon for the flavour, but it also is good for stabilising the sugar levels. Then I'm going to put a little bit of the Himalayan salt, because this has got all the minerals more or less in it. That's about just under 1/4 teaspoon that we need. Okay, so we're just going to mix those in. I'm going to put the oil into that, and then we'll just blend that. There's not a huge amount in there, we're just doing a smaller batch. But it seems quite wet, but the coconut oil is going to make that set. What is actually quite nice, an idea, is that you could actually blend this with a little bit more liquid, whether it be water or almond milk, for example, and just blend it up, and then maybe put it in a shot glass and have it a bit more like a kind of like a moussey kind of cream, or go a step further and make it even thinner. And with the salt, it's kind of got that salted caramel taste to it. So that could be a really nice way to make a kind of sauce. You could heat that up or have it cold, or completely freeze it, and then you've got something a bit more like an ice cream. So yeah, I'm just going to put that in a bowl and put it in the freezer, just as I say, so it goes firm enough, so then we can form it into some little bite-sized balls. Okay, so here's your mixture for your bites out of the freezer, so it's still malleable. So I'm just going to make these into little balls. And the salty sweet is really nice, and actually just that amount of banana, it's really enough sweetness. You could add extra sweetener of honey, which again has got melatonin, will assist in sleeping, but I really don't think it needs it. So then if you like, you can just dust it in a little bit of cinnamon. If you're feeling a little bit more decadent, you could grind up into a fine powder your pistachio nuts and then give them that little green covering. So I'm kind of going for that sort of size. Just roll those up, and then they could last in the freezer for a good few weeks. And then you could just take them out and let them defrost a bit before you want to eat them. And don't necessarily have to throw those banana skins away, especially if they're organic. This is some banana infusion I've made, so you can chop up the skins, put it into some water, bring it to the boil and simmer for 5 to 10 minutes gently, and then strain. And it might put you off, but actually it's quite a nice subtle banana flavour and quite sweet. So that again is going to have good source of potassium in there, and magnesium and melatonin to help you sleep. If not, good for your plants as well. Yummy. Might as well. They're really nice, cold actually. You can almost put another little bit of salt, like that, salty sweet. Bedtime bites. Really creamy. Lovely.